Welcome to our Team Genesis webinar this evening. We have a totally unique and very special presentation in store for you. Tonight, our very special guest is CTFO Associate and Team Leader, Nicole Renee Robinson. I invited Nicole to be with us because she has a compelling story to share. As many of you know, quite unintentionally last Saturday, Nicole became somewhat of a Facebook sensation. This humble, good-hearted professional put it out of the park with a message that rang out to thousands of people who viewed her Facebook Live broadcast that morning and now on replay. If you missed it, I strongly encourage you to watch it at the conclusion of this presentation. You can find it on Nicole Renee Robinson's Facebook page or email Klaus and me at teamgenesis19@gmail.com and we'll provide you with the link. What you'll see and hear is a great example of grace under fire, and in addition, critical thinking that led to a best case scenario outcome for Nicole and many other associates here at CTFO. All of us in this meeting tonight need to learn how to do the same. Remember, as an international business owner here, you need to think and operate differently than you did back in the days when you were an employee building someone else's dream. That means two things. One, understanding that issues and problems will come up in every business or organization that you'll ever be involved with. And two, that as a business owner, you're counted on to recognize issues and problems and do what it takes to work through them and find effective solutions. On that note, it's important to mention that business issues and problems will sometimes be out of your control, like the recent unexpected issue our company had with the bank that handled our credit card transactions. There was a system problem that affected our company and hundreds of other companies as well. And although it was upsetting, frustrating, and had a short-term impact on our business, I'm proud of the Team Genesis members that understood the reality of that and didn't fall apart or lose confidence over it. Those things can and will happen, and we'll need to understand that and positively work through whatever obstacles we encounter to stay focused on our main mission of helping people change their future outcome with their health and finances. Some people come here with the goal of improving their health. For others, their priority is to improve their financial picture, while still others are motivated to finally start living their best life on their terms. You know, the laptop lifestyle we talk about on so many of these webinars. The point is, CTFO is a business, and when you treat it that way, as a business owner, you can work through issues and not allow yourself to lose focus when things don't go exactly as planned. Your short and long-term success in any business will require you stay laser focused on the top priorities, and that's true whether you're working for a Fortune 500 company or you have your own business providing best-in-class CBD products. Know one thing for sure. Your greatest asset, second to none here, is your relationships with your customers and the people on your team who trust that you'll hold fast to this venture and wisely lead so they can achieve what matters most to them in good times and in difficult times. If you take that role and privilege lightly or abuse it, you can reasonably expect some fallout and a negative impact on your customers and your team. Demonstrating professional maturity, good character, perseverance, and a willingness to do whatever it takes to personally succeed here and contribute to the overall success of this company in whatever way you can will help you succeed and live a rich life on many measures. Not to beat a dead horse, but growing pains and obstacles are a natural and predictable occurrence in just about every business, networking and non-networking, and CTFO is no exception. But remember, you're a business owner today, not an employee. You're not a business owner down the road when you have a big check. Today, right here and now, you're blessed with a CBD business that's expanding the globe, taking amazing products to the world, and providing people and their pets with what they need to look, think, and feel their best. Here, like nowhere else, you can earn a supplemental income or an outrageous income. You decide. You can grow your business domestically or internationally or both. you get to decide that too. But everyone must adhere to their agreements with our company and must comply with the policies that were put in place to protect all of us. Unfortunately, not everyone always does that. And when they don't, companies need to take action to protect themselves and their associates, which can include terminating associates. As business owners, I'm sure everyone understands and appreciates that. Our CEO, Stuart Finger, is pretty remarkable. He shared with me that he never wants to be known as the Terminator, and yet in the past week or so, he had to terminate a few associates that did not and would not comply with the rules on the playing field here. One thing is for sure, Stuart does want to be recognized as the owner who will do the right thing, even when the right thing isn't the easy thing, to give all of us a full-out run at optimal health and wealth at CTFO. I don't know about you, but I rest easier at night, partly because I'm knocked out with CBD oil, but largely because I know our owners and their team of legal experts have my back. And you can rest easy knowing they have your back too. All that being said, there are right ways and wrong ways to respond to attacks on your CTFO business. And yes, I think a person who's in this company soliciting you or your teammates to participate in another inferior company is putting your business at risk. The reason I'm sharing this with you is some of you are experiencing an attack on your business and your livelihood, much like what happened to our guest speaker, Nicole Renee Robinson. She was encouraged to look at a competing program, and after comparing that to what we offer, she turned it down. You'll hear more from her about why in just a moment, and you'll also hear what happened next after she said no. I thought it would be helpful and interesting for all of you tonight to see a shining example of taking the high road and navigating through adversity and quickly turning a negative situation into a positive one. You're about to hear how all things have worked for good for Nicole, and shift is happening at CTFO, and we're back on track with an even better website, new and compelling product videos, and now in addition to Visa and the other credit cards we accept, we can now take the Discover card. The point is, we've worked through each unexpected issue and setback and have emerged even better as a result. Before I introduce Nicole to you, let me share with you a few things about this dynamic lady that will show you who she is and what she can do for you tonight. In her former life, Nicole served in the Navy, helping to protect the people of this great country. Today, she serves the people of her great team to help ensure everyone achieves their goals while she's working to achieve her goals right along with them. Nicole's figured out a way to grow her CTFO business around the demands of her full-time job. She knows being an entrepreneur is the only way she'll earn the big payoff she's looking for, enjoying time and financial freedom, living life on her terms. To Nicole's credit, she does what's required every day to grow her CBD business. She's determined to keep closing the gap between where she is now and where she knows she'll end up in the future. Not only will Nicole be sharing her inspirational story of tragedy into triumph, you gotta love that, but we'll also make our time together here tonight productive by delving into some strategies she uses to sell our amazing products and recruit new associates on Facebook. Her insights will be especially valuable to those of us who are attempting to grow our businesses using this forum. Of course, we all recognize it's getting harder and harder to be successful on Facebook because they continue to change the algorithms, which challenges us to learn how to adjust and thrive again and again. Now it's time to get to the best part of this presentation and what you've all been waiting for. I want to warmly welcome you to this Team Genesis webinar, Nicole. There's a lot of people in this meeting that want to hear from you tonight.
Hello, Janet. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Nicole. Let's start at the beginning with how you were introduced to CTFO, if we could.
Sure. So I was introduced by a very dear friend of mine, and we've been in a couple of businesses together, and you know, she came across this opportunity and invited me, and I looked at the compensation plan and I said, well, it makes sense to me. Let's do it. Let's try it.
Had you had any experience with CBD, Nicole, before you enrolled in this program?
So funny enough, I have not. I got into the company not knowing a thing about CBD, never tried it. But as I got in, I learned.
That's unbelievable. So did you know that there was a real buzz on and the mass appeal of CBD? Did you at least have that much familiarity? It was the compensation plan and the upside potential of earnings here that turned you on. Interesting.
Yeah. So it was definitely the compensation plan. I looked at it and it just seemed like a very smart plan.
Very good. What do you like most about being here with us at CTFO and working with the people that you work with each day?
You know, I think the company has been by far the greatest leaders here. They have such a high standard for integrity, and they keep us so well informed. They care about being on the cutting edge and giving us the tools and the products and amazing products that we need to stay competitive and relative in this business.
Yeah, I saw your post with those bath bombs, those CBD bath bombs on Facebook, and it compelled me to order it, just like when I watched your incredible hair growth, I ordered the hair restoration system. I'm like addicted to your posts. I just follow you, Nicole. That's just it. What are your thoughts, honey, about the importance of relationships, and what lessons did you recently learn here, pretty much in full view of thousands of CTFO associates, that you could share with all of our viewers?
Well, I think it's important to develop relationships because, you know, let's face it, there are hundreds and thousands of people selling products that you're selling. And what separates you from everyone else? It's the relationship. But, you know, running this business is a relationship business, but I've learned that maybe not all relationships are beneficial. And sometimes it's a tough lesson, but it's a lesson that's needed.
Have you always prioritized relationships, Nicole? Because you're super effective on Facebook, that we'll get to here in a few minutes. But a lot of people allow that messaging to be the extent of their relationships. Are you comfortable calling people, emailing, sitting with people in person when you can, or is Facebook messaging enough to you?
Facebook messaging helps me because I'm in New Jersey. I can't be everywhere, and I have a global business. So I have to learn to connect with people on a personal level globally. And Facebook just works for me. I am not opposed to sitting down, getting on the phone, or doing any of that, but I've built pretty successfully using Facebook and being able to connect with people on a real level because I'm a real person who keeps it real.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that, and I can tell as I continue to follow you. Nicole, you said in your Facebook Live broadcast last week that you knew better than to blindly follow the lead of someone who had gotten off track here, despite the friendship that you enjoyed with this person for over a year. So help associates who will also be confronted by other people trying to solicit them into other programs. What criteria did you use to make a logical decision rather than an emotional one that would have cost you your future here at CTFO?
Well, for me, I think most people tend to be easily influenced or distracted when there are things that are going wrong. And I can't say that I've ever been a part of a company that hasn't had some sort of an issue, and we work through it. And at the end of the day, I had to look at this company versus the other company and see if it's duplicatable. You know, there are people and families out there that are struggling every day, every week, every month to make ends meet. And it's not always the easiest to find that money to run a business. And so I had to look at that comp plan, and I looked at ours, and, you know, I just thought to myself, I don't feel right asking people to spend that much monthly because it feels like I'm asking them to put money into me instead of helping them out. But would they be able to also find other people to do that? And let's face it, most people jump into network marketing or an online business is because they're looking to change their lives. Money isn't, you know, easy to come by for a lot of people. And that's why we get into this business. So it just wasn't duplicatable for me.
And I have a great appreciation for that aspect of our program too, Nicole, is that no barrier to entry, free opportunity that's literally evening the playing field for anyone. I just love that. Just love that. I can totally appreciate your critical thinking here. And when you were put on the spot by a friend that quickly turned you into a foe, you pretty much relied on yourself and your ability to make a good decision. And the conclusion you drew was to stick with what was working for you no matter what. And that's super commendable, Nicole.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on the challenges our companies experienced as of late? And do you see that almost everything has been settled out now, bigger and better than you and I could even have hoped for?
Absolutely. I mean, we've experienced some bumps in the road, and I can see that the leadership team is doing everything that they can to help smooth it out. I think our videos on our website are amazing, and it just continues to get better. And we hit some bumps, but we recover from them, and we still keep going as a company. And I like where we're going. I'm excited about where we're going, and I'm here to stick it out to see all of these things come to fruition.
Right, we're just at the very beginning, right? Let's switch it up a little and talk about marketing strategies if we could, because we have a ton of associates in this meeting that will surely be wiser for your shares here tonight, but it would really be an added bonus, Nicole, if we could help them be more effective in growing their businesses as well. So first, tell us why Facebook is important to you.
And it's funny, Janet, because I keep getting asked about my tips and things on Facebook, and I really just need to sit down and do an hour training. But for me, I work a full-time job, as you mentioned. I come home, I have a husband, I have, my dogs, and, I chose not to go and punch a clock another 4, 6, or 8 hours in another job. I want to be with my family. I want to have a life, but I also want some extra money. So for me, Facebook was the easiest way to do that allowed me to be home or really out, because I work from my cell phone mostly. I, in fact, never turn on this laptop. So it's only for you, Janet.
Really?
But yeah, I work my business from my cell phone. So, when I was in Dubai, I signed up customers via my cell phone. So it allows me the opportunity to be mobile, to not have to punch a clock, and to connect with people that I wouldn't normally ever connect with.
I think that you and I had shared before, Nicole, that one of the things that makes Facebook more critical in your marketing world is because you don't have some of those social circles that some of us have as parents, or, we've all got different things going on. You don't have those circles of influence. You kind of come home and you're a little bit isolated, but then the whole world is available to you on your phone.
That's absolutely correct. I have no kids. Sometimes I look at people that say they can't meet people and can't find people, and they're usually parents who have PTA meetings, who have soccer meetings, gymnastics, baseball, football, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, all of these things, an opportunity to meet other people. And I don't have children, so I don't have those opportunities. So it's really about what I can do on Facebook, or, I'm out there at the mall and I strike up a conversation and start talking with someone. But I can reach out to the masses globally on Facebook. People say to me, well, nobody in my town, or I live in a small town, or, I don't know anybody. Great. Tap into the 9 billion people that are in this world and on Facebook. It's so simple.
Well, more simple for you than it is for some others like myself, but I keep hearing you say you don't have children. I have children and grandchildren, so I'm willing to not give them to you, but I'll certainly lease them to you, Nicole. I got more than I can handle.
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Well, tell us what's working for you on Facebook. And I do know that people are constantly tugging on you. You're very effective on Facebook. But tell us, what are some of your tips? What has worked for you over the last year plus?
Sure. So I often see people that say, I ask them, how do you want to build your business? And if they say on Facebook or social media, the key thing is that you have to have an audience. So if you want to build your business and share your products with people and you only have 200-300 people or friends on Facebook, that's not going to cut it. So every day I work at building my audience, and the bigger your audience, the more eyes on your business. And I make sure that I kind of switch up my posts because you never know who's looking and what they're looking for. So there may be some people that are looking to make extra money. I always post a business post. You may have people that say, you know what, I have joint pain and I saw Nicole post a testimony about joint pain. Maybe it will work for me. And I post product pictures because, with all of our new enhancements and great team, there's some, super pictures that are being released for us to use. So I like to use a variety of different posts so I can speak to different people. But Janet, I never, ever let a day go by that I don't post about my business.
How do you stay out of Facebook jail, Nicole? Like, so many people are telling me they do jail time because they're using CBD or they're talking about a business opportunity when Facebook tells them they're in jail because this is about building personal relationships. How have you navigated through that without spending time in jail?
So I can say I've never been in Facebook jail, and that's simply because I'm not here to spam. I don't force my message down anyone's throat. Most people, what they will do is create a post and then they're sharing it to 20 and 30 different groups. The issue with that is, first of all, most of those groups contain people that already have businesses or they're really not engaged or trying to start another business. So it's a waste of your time. But now you're flagging Facebook because you look like spam because you keep forwarding and sharing this message or this post out to so many different groups. Some people get upset and they report your post.
Boy, that makes perfect sense. Now I get it. And now you've really helped me understand how that happens. People always ask me, Janet, should I represent our products and our opportunity on my personal page? Should I create a business page? Or tell us what your thoughts are on that, because you've done an extraordinarily good job, and your idea of how to win on Facebook's a little different than some.
Yeah, so for me, I think, and this is again my opinion and what's worked for me, I think building a business page is a complete waste of time. You have to build up your audience. Why do that when you already have an audience on your personal page? And people want to buy from people that they know are real and that they can connect with. And business pages sometimes look kind of cold, and you tend to only put business posts there. I think by putting my posts on my personal page, I share so much of myself that people can see that, hey, I'm a real person that deals with real things and I'm out here enjoying life. And because I'm enjoying life, I don't want to have to take the time away to post on 2 separate pages. People trust me, people are connected with me. I have close to 5,000 friends and probably another 1,700 followers on Facebook. So, we're talking about almost 7,000 people that I can connect with. Why should I spend the time to build a whole nother page that really doesn't show my personality? To me, it's just a waste of time. And Facebook, when you create a business page or a fan page, they want you to pay to advertise. I'm not spending any money to do that. I run my business for free.
Yeah, I love that. You make money without spending money. That kind of is congruent with our paid plan. Where do you get your content and your graphics from? I know you said that there's a lot available to you here at CTFO. I know at one time you were grabbing them from the testimonial page, but I think I remember you telling me you're not writing out these messages. You're pretty much combing around and finding them. And I think you told me you're an expert copier and paster.
And that's still correct. I'm a firm believer in, again, my time is precious. If I see that a post grabbed my attention, chances are it's going to grab someone else's attention. So I copy and paste it. I have some great friends that are in CTFO and we're sharing the same information. And, so if I like it, I think other people will. I copy and I paste it and I share it. And, you know, and when I say share, I don't mean share their post. I copy and paste it, I save my picture, and I create my new post. But I think, why should we spend time to recreate the wheel when the information is there? So I just use what I see that's available to me.
That only makes sense. I love the way you think, Nicole. These are all great tips. Before we move on, do you, when you onboard your associates, teach them your tips for success on Facebook so that they get that same kind of kindling and lead generation underneath them that you've been successful with? Do you share those things with your people?
I absolutely do. In my group, I do Facebook Live videos and training to kind of give them my Facebook tips. And, you know, again, at the end of the day, though, Janet, we're all independent business owners, and we all have choices to make of what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. So I can only share the tips and tools that I have, and it's up to them if they want to use it. And, you know, I try and tell people, you can't use part of it and expect the same results. If you want to walk down my journey, you have to follow my path.
You know, it doesn't surprise me that you were in the Navy, Nicole. You just pretty much see things clearly, black and white, right?
I do. I think sometimes we have a tendency to complicate things and look for those reasons or excuses or loopholes. And at the end of the day, one of my most famous quotes or favorite quotes is, you can't deposit excuses. So either you're going to or you're not going to. And you have to be able to be okay with your actions and the results that you get or don't get.
Right. So true. With hindsight being 2020 now, do you want to caution associates on who they friend on Facebook and who they allow to view their friends or contacts?
So I don't want to say caution people because, again, your audience are eyes on your business, and I don't want us to have to live in a cautious world. I will say be selective. I try and follow the rule that I want people that aren't in my business to see my posts. So if you're out there friending a bunch of CTFO people, they're already in the business. So that's kind of a waste of time, right? So follow them. I will say that you should go into your privacy settings and hide your friends, because there are people that will go through your friends list and try and start connecting with them. So I've always kept my friends hidden. I don't even, you may only be able to see how many friends we have in common, but outside of that, you will not see a full friend list of mine. I like to keep that private, and you know, you should work on building your own audience through your own organic outreach.
That's all great. Well, Nicole, that's all we have time for tonight. And you've made some great points. And I want to comment on a few things that you said here. First, I challenge everyone to think about why Nicole realized that CTFO was the best place for her to change her future outcome. I mean, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't give away a free CBD business that includes a state-of-the-art website now loaded with 3 industry best videos that really do the telling and selling for you, marketing the #1 hottest selling product in the world today, do you really think you'll do better somewhere else? Seriously, if you can't make money with our hybrid compensation model that's been 20 years in the making and designed so everyone can make money, do you really think you'll do better somewhere else? With over 25 years at the top of some well-known network marketing programs and years of experience and success in traditional business as well, I can tell you firsthand that if you can't make it here, I can predict you'll have a much harder time to make it somewhere else. One of the most common reasons that I see that people fail, not only here, but in other organizations as well, is that they give up too soon. There's a natural learning curve that occurs with any new venture or new career. And I see so many people give up too early before they build their momentum. Starting over somewhere else always means starting over. And it's hard to climb up when you keep getting back to the bottom of a new staircase. To make this point even better, let me remind you about the popcorn theory that was shared by Perry Dash on a previous Team Genesis webinar. That's a great way to visualize what really happens here and in any new business. You get your popcorn kernels, you turn on the machine or you add some heat, and nothing happens at first. But then one pops, then another, and then a few more at the same time. And before you know it, it starts popping like crazy. That's how it happened for me. I started with my first enrollee, then another, and then a few more. And they started telling people they knew about CBD and CTFO. And here we are, 18 months later, with nearly 200,000 on this team. That was a lot of popping. Perseverance is a key ingredient for success here and in most businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time and attention during this meeting. We trust you learned a lot here, the good and the bad, and the what's next, which is a bright future for all of us who stay true to ourselves in this second to none company. Just remember, if people aren't taking pop shots at you or your company, you're not far enough down the road to success yet. Associates from one corner of this company to the other are sharing their more excited than ever. We're proud of everyone who focused on their success and not switching teams during the growing phase or when things don't go exactly as planned. We're looking forward to hearing the exciting announcements our owners will be sharing at our July regional convention in Connecticut. But rest assured, we have everything we need today to succeed. The company continues to do their part, and now it's just as important as ever that we do our part. Go out and open your mouth and help people you know and people that need to know you, and offer them what many desperately need, an improved health and financial picture. Just do it. Do it because it's the right thing to do. That's a wrap. I want to thank Nicole Renee Robinson for being an amazing guest for us tonight and leading by example. Team Genesis Associates, you'll find a special announcement in your inbox tomorrow. Good night, and God bless you all.